I'm going to start with Sharad Kohli. And Sharad Kohli, if you saw that video and the plight of this woman, sheer frustration. She is shouting at these farmers. She's saying, why is it that you are blockading the roads? Why is it that you are causing so much mayhem and causing strife on the lives of the people, whether it is in Punjab, whether it is in Haryana, in Uttar Pradesh or the National Capital Region. And you know, the sheer frustration of it all is that even if we want to do something about it, we can't do it. And why is that? Because the politicians are leaders whom we have voted for to represent us, to work and welfare for us, for good governance in the state, in the Delhi National Capital Region, in Punjab, in Haryana, in Uttar Pradesh. They refuse to do anything about it because it is all about the general election, and they all understand all too well what is it that these protesters and these 400 organizations that have all come together, what is it that they want from the government, what is it that the deal that they want to strike right ahead of the election.
Well, true, Megha. I mean, it's a very sorry state of affairs, I must say, and I completely empathize with the lady who was just shouting her heart out. You know, what she was saying is correct. That what wrong have we common citizens done to be, be blackmailed in this manner that either you yield to the demands, or we'll block your way, and we will make sure that you don't reach your work. We'll make sure that you don't reach your hospital. We'll make sure that the children don't reach the schools. We'll make sure that anybody who has to go to work will not be able to reach. 3,500 crores per day, Megha, was last year's loss. I remember, when this happened. Sorry, I meant the previous agitation which happened. It was 3,500 crores per day, which was the financial loss caused to the economy. This was Delhi, Punjab, Haryana, Himachal, J&K. All the adjoining states which happened. Now, you see, if you look at the demands, Megha, let's deep dive into the demands. Well, some of them coming from the world of economics. I can tell you, the total amount of agricultural produce, for example, which can be covered under MSP is 40 lakh crores. Now, imagine if this MSP law comes and all this produce was to come under the MSP. Then the government would be shedding out probably 85 to 90% of the total budget of the country. The budget just came out on 1st of February. The size of the budget was between 45 to 50 lakhs. So you're almost covering 10 to 15% of 85 to 90% of the budget. So this means the rest of the country, how that would be run is a big question mark.
No, absolutely.
Another demand, Megha, just one more minute. Another demand was 10,000 rupees pension for farmers. Now you can imagine, Megha, 10,000 rupees a month of pension for farmers, across the board. You can imagine the fiscal impact. So I think the farmers have to somewhere be realistic in assessing the fiscal impact of their demands, whether they are practical, and they need to understand economics. That they need to understand country's balance sheet, Megha. That was a point I think somebody is just completely ignorant, and politicization is something which I strongly object.
Right.
Because the farmers, I think there is clear politics, the timing of the protest, the way in which it has been planned, the exact situation in which it has been done is clearly indicative of that. Just a couple of months before the election, what are you trying to make a point to the electorate? It's as simple as that, Megha.
Absolutely, I completely agree with you. And yeah. Quickly, again, I'm going to come back to Sharad. And Sharad, do you want to wager a bet with me that as soon as the voting starts taking place, the process of people picking and electing their representative for the general election 2024 starts to take place, all these people, all these protesters are going to disperse. These protests are going to diffuse. And I'm sure that as a face save, they will force a deal, some sort of a wager, some sort of an extraction of a pound of flesh from the government of India. Because that's what happened last time around as well.
Well, Megha, picking up the leaf from what you said in the second part of what you just spoke about. You know, last time when the settlement was done, when the farm laws were withdrawn, and representation from these farm unions, they were supposed to come to the government to speak. So this highlights a problem. The problem is that who is ultimately leading this? I'm leaving politics aside for a moment. Is it the Sanyukt Kisan Morcha? Is it the Rakesh Tikait and company? Is it who's the farm leader? Because if government negotiates with one, often this happens that the second union or the second organization or association, whatever it is, it comes forward and says, "जी हमें तो नहीं पता जी आपने क्या बात करी है उनसे." So we see that the entire farmers community, because UP, Rajasthan, Haryana, Punjab, I'm looking at these 4 states. Let me include Madhya Pradesh also. If you see these 4-5 states, you will find a fairly disintegrated lot of Kisan unions or associations. They are not unified. That's my first point. My second point, Megha, very important here. I am a very close follower of agri-economics, very close follower. And every time government takes an initiative for farmers in this country, I am the first one to read it and deep dive into it regarding the impact on the fiscal, that is on the government side, and the impact on the farmers. Now, I have a long list with me of what this government has done for the last, let's say 5 years. Let me not even recollect last 10 years. For the last 5 years, there is PM Kisan Nidhi, there is building of agri infrastructure, warehousing, irrigation, fertilizer subsidies, seeds, e-marketing, combining the mandis by digital means. I mean, I have a very long list of agri benefits given. So either these farmers are not able to understand. I can understand a protest if you have a government which is ignorant of farmers, or the government is anti-farmers. Well, unfortunately, none is the case, because I've got a long list of initiatives already. When you go to the ground level, you see yourself what has been done for the farmers till date. So how can these farmers complain that government doesn't bother about us? I'm leaving aside their list of demands, which we've been talking since yesterday. But can't these lot of farmers see the intent of the government? And when Prime Minister announced those 4 jatis, those 4 castes, GYAN, G is Garib, Y is youth, A is Annadata. Annadata farm. He says, for me, there are only these 4 jatis. So isn't Annadata and Garib? So I thought 2 of these jatis, they cover some of the farmers. In fact, Annadata covers the entire lot of farmers, and Garib covers the Garib farmers as well. Yeah. So at least 2 of those castes where this whole budget was focused on that. So yeah. This is what surprises me, Megha, that a government whose intent is very clear, loud and clear, can still afford to, question the intent of the government. That's the point I want to make.
That's what I'm saying. This is all a farce. This is absolutely. I mean, those are appeals that you're going to keep making. Is there something constructive going to happen? It's not. But I still want to pick up this issue, because this is the voice of the Aam Aadmi, the common man, the ones who are actually suffering. And away from all the political gimmicks, agendas that are being played out on the ground. Well, this tamasha is going to go on, and this is going to go on for weeks and months. And this is the election season, and mind you, it is only going to become worse until it becomes better. On that note, I thank all of you for joining me on the telecast. Thanks for watching.